and welcome to another video of me following the back of eyeshadow palettes. Today is going to be a little different to the other videos in that I'm doing the Maybelline City Kit Urban Light Eye and Cheek palette. So because it's a cheek palette as well, it's got these two shades. I'm going to try them out as well as part of this video because that is part of the instructions on the back. This is actually the palette that like motivated me to start doing these videos, just because of this green. It's very interesting green, and I'm not sure if it works. It will work in the color story it says. I brought this palette more as a highlight palette for myself, especially for up here. I never intended to use it just to do one look, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes about. As always, I have removal to get it off and products to reapply as needed. But to start with, I'm going to do the blush and the highlight. So that's the blush and that's the highlight. I apologize about my cuticles. I'm trying to get on top of them. It's just so dry at the moment. I'm struggling. I'm not using the big mirror because I don't have room for it on this desk at the moment. So I'm just trying to find a blush brush. We will start with this to do this blush. Okay. Oh, it's very fallout-y. Oh god, it's gonna go everywhere. So again, I do my blush quite low. I do it here. I know you're supposed to these days do your blush up here, but because of my natural coloring, I have a quite strong natural flush, and when I cover it with makeup, I miss it. So that's what I'm reintroducing when I do my blush, is that natural flush I get just from my coloring. This is really glittery. Like, you probably can't see it in this camera. Hopefully you'll be able to see it in the other. But it has like gold through it, or gold flecks, and they're almost showing up more than the pink. I never have used this as a blush. I think I've used it as a highlight once or twice. I've used the gold in it as a highlight a few times. So I'm just going to try and diffuse this blush a bit with some setting powder, just a little bit, just to sort of blend it in. You can't, it's not a, like, it just looks like I've put gold there. I can't seem to get the pink in it to build up, but the gold in it does. So it looks like I've put my highlighter on the wrong spot, which is a bit interesting. Yeah, that just looks like highlight there. And also it's like really fallout-y, like really fallout-y. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to the highlighter. I need to just bring this bucket of brushes here. This is a bucket of brushes, and yet I'm like, I don't know which brush to use. But I think I'll use this one because of the extended arm on it. So this is the highlight shade of the palette. Oh, don't know if I'll be able to. That's the one bad thing about when I do them like this, is it's really hard to just get that color on the brush, especially when you're like me and you use somewhat big brushes. I mean, it's a nice highlight. I've used this highlight before a number of times, and I do quite like it. I've always struggled to get it on the brush though. Pretty sure that's just where it says. Oh, it does say to put the blush on the apples of your cheeks. So I'm following the instructions. It says, if anything, it says to put the highlight like on the apple of your cheeks and the blush underneath them almost. I still just don't know if that's right. Maybe I should apply the blush where it says when it was such pink cheeks. So it reckons put it like here. That just makes everything look golder. Yep, that's very, very gold. Anyway, that was interesting. I don't know if I'd be using that blush again. The highlight, I've always sort of liked it. I brought the palette almost for that highlight. It's a nice safe gold highlight. The blush though, yikes. I'll do the video of that once I finish the first look. But that's okay. Moving on. So look one is this set, which is this first quad. They're just 2 quads and you just do like 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's only 2 quads, I'm just going to do both rather than, yeah, only doing one and not the other. So step 1 is apply color 1, which is this first color on all of them, from lid to brow bone. Okay, so color 1 here is this nice pinky shade. I love using this as a top corner highlight. That really made it fallout-y as well. The only thing that hasn't done super fallout-y is that highlight color. I need to stop saying highlight. From lid to brow bone. So the picture is like it's up the top. Yeah, it's just this super nice soft pink. So step 2 is shade lid with color 2, and color 2 here is this darker pink. I might get, no, you're probably a bit big. You will do it. So shade lid with this. It's almost, oh, okay. It's very full. They behave a lot like highlights, honestly. So shade lid. It's so soft, you can barely see it. Trying to build it up to get more color payoff because it looks, I feel like it should have more color payoff, and it's just not super working for me. And now step 3 is add to corner. Oh, so like inner corner. So which is, yes, the inner corner is step 3, which is this one. This is such, I've used this one as a highlight an awful lot. This color in here, it's just such a nice soft pink, and I have in fact used it in the inner corner because it looks really nice in there. So, you know, I agree with the placement of this. Now, step 4 is contour, crease, and line with number 4. So number 4 is this purple shade in here. I'm just trying to find a brush. So in with this purple. It does come up a lot on the brush, so this will be interesting. And it has it like contour, crease, and line of eye. So that in that cornery bit, but like up in the crease. It does not show up in the eye like that. See, that's the thing. All of these colors are super stunning, but they're not super pigmented. So they make really good like highlight shades, and that I don't know if they have enough to support a whole look. But there we have it. The first look according to the instructions. I'll take the footage on my other phone, on my phone in a second, and then I will do the thing while I'm recording it where I'll blend them out, because it doesn't say to blend them out, but this is a look that needs blending. Okay, so here's the completed look. It's just this really soft, really glittery look. It's not terrible. It does need blending a bit, so I'm just going to blend it a little bit with this. I feel like I'm just rubbing off. And that's, I think, part of the problem is they're so glittery. It's so easy to sort of rub the pigment off from them. But it does, I feel like if the shades were more pigment to glitter, especially these bottom 2, it would look quite nice. But they don't have that. Look, it's not terrible. It's just not my favorite. I would like it a bit more pigment to glitter. It does look a bit just like I've thrown glitter at my eyes, but it is a nice soft glittery look. Now I'm going to wash it off to do the other one. Okay, now on to look 2. So again, it starts with number 1 from lid to brow bone, and number 1 is this. This one's a lot more of a gold. Again, I think this is one, let me see. Yeah, this is one I've used I think I've used this one as an actual highlight. It's a beautiful gold highlight. I don't know if this will work where they say it's gonna, where they say to put it though. It is just very, very glitter. So that's that from lid to brow bone. Now in with, where's my cleaning thing gone? Just clean this brush a bit. Now in with number 2, which is this green, to shade the lid with. I may be proven wrong. I may be proven wrong. So that green looks really nice where it is actually. I will pay them that. I actually brought this palette for that green, but I brought it as a topper, not to just apply as is. And I think, hopefully you'll be able to see it in the other one. I still think it would work better as a topper just because it is sort of patchy and I can't seem to get it to not apply kind of patchy. But if you had another shadow underneath it and just use it on top, that would fix that problem and it would end up, it would look really nice. Okay. Step 3 is that, which is this white shade. It's got sort of blue reflect to it, to the corner, which is the inner corner. This is another one which I've used this shade quite a lot for exactly where it says to put it, in fact. So I like that glitter shade. I do, and I've used it before a number of times and I really like it. I do not like it with this green. It's just, the eye look is starting to look a bit sci-fi and not in a good way. Like old school sci-fi with, you know, really bold out there eyes. Almost campy sci-fi, which is fine if you're going to like a campy sci-fi costume party. I don't know if something I would reach for often. So 4 is that black shade with, again, that like blue reflect, and that it says to contour and line eye. I'll go get the phone and then I'm going to blend it all out because this needs blending. Oh, this needs blending, something shocking. So here's that eye look on the phone. This one especially needs to be buffed out just to sort of blend everything together. So does this one a bit. Yeah, it looks better once it's blended. It doesn't say to blend it though. Oh, and also while we're here, can you see, you can see, I think, how this blush really reflects gold. So it looks like I've just put highlighter everywhere instead of just put highlighter here and then had the blush here. It just looks like I've covered my face in highlight, which I have done before. That was for a New Year's party though. It's not something I would exactly be wearing every day. This looks very like 70s sci-fi. Very 70s sci-fi. I can't actually believe how much it looks like that. Like, if that was the look I was going for, this palette does it perfectly. If I wanted just a nice palette to just, you know, go out somewhere nice with, go out on the city, you know, urban lights, wouldn't be this palette. But this palette has some really nice shades that can be used in conjunction with another palette. These make beautiful, these two make beautiful inner corner shades. This makes an incredible topper. This gold is a beautiful highlight. These are also beautiful highlights. It's filled with some really nice shades. to be used with other eyeshadow palettes. And so I do actually use this palette a fair bit with other eyeshadow palettes. I do not use it by its own. And this is why. You can't really get a complete look out of this that doesn't just look very over the top in glitter, which is fine. But I guess it's like, don't pretend like there is a color story on the back. The color story is this is glitter. It's your glitter palette that you then use with your, like, well, you use with this palette or something where you've got your more mattes, or you have shades that like don't have as much glitter as they could. So you use these to top them. I wouldn't use this palette by itself ever again, and I probably won't ever again. You won't be seeing this as a I wear it to work palette. It's a useful palette to have, but it is not the only palette to have.